Happy Mother's Day. What's going on? What's going on? It is late at night. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in front of my house. I'm not going to show you the address. Come by my house and kill me. I don't think so. Anyway, what we're going to talk about, it's a lot that we're going to talk about for the next couple of days. I'm going to, as always, give you a little bit of an insight of my life and what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do. Like I said before, still trying to write this book. We're going to probably start on the book, I would say sometime in October, November of this year, and then you'll be able to get some insight. Well, hold on. Okay, so, yeah, hold that thought. I guess I'm going to ask this question, and we'll take it from there. There's a lot of you that seem to be upset with the way your spouse loves you. Interesting. Do you think you love your spouse with the utmost respect? Do you think you love your spouse to the best of your ability? Do you think you love the person you with to the best of your knowledge? Fantastically. Great. Terrific. Well, maybe they think the same way. Like I always say, you gotta teach the person how to treat you. Maybe you gotta teach the person how to love you also, as I have my opinions always. We all love differently. And just because the person doesn't love you the way you think you deserve to be loved, maybe they're loving you to the best of their ability. It all comes from how we're raised. Like my personal opinion is that guys learn how to make love or fuck through videos, through porn. Women learn how to make love through fairy tales and all the crap that we tell their kids, from Cinderella to Snow White to all the fairy tales. And it's love making and it's beautiful and it's fantastic, and the bells are supposed to ring and all that. The problem is that fairy tales of those natures don't exist. But I think we have to make our own fairy tales and own up to that. Our relationship is a lot of work. So let's talk about some other stuff as we're going along with this. Yeah. Looking for his keys. We're at this diner. I hate this diner, but I'm always going here. Why? Because he wants to go. I didn't want to come. I brought my own food. See, my food's right there. See, I got pork chop, and I got my pork chop that's boiling because it's not cold, and I got my carrots and my celery because I'm trying to be healthy, and then I got cookies, oatmeal. They're really good. Okay, this is the food I had. I hated my food. I hate this restaurant. They have horrible food. Okay, so hang out. I'll be talking in a few moments. We're getting out of here because hang out. I've been to the movies in about a week, so I'm gonna head to the movies because once again, I ain't got no life. I should check my mail, right? Okay, I'll do that. So, how have all of you been? The vlog is going to go back up a little more frequently, a little more time. We've neglected a little bit on a lot of bases, only because we're trying to figure out, we want to answer all your emails and maybe even them to answer emails and use those emails as topics that what's going on in your lives, and hopefully what's going on in your lives will help other people, of course with my knowledge. Anyway, but yeah, we're trying to go ahead and answer all your emails so we can start those emails with topics that may help others. I may not have all the solutions, but I definitely have an opinion and an answer to everything. Listen, I've been around the block a couple of times. Not that way, but I've been around the block. So I answer what I can, do what I can as well. We're going to elaborate a little bit more on last week's topic that went up in reference to when you date someone and how do you get out of the relationship and how do you go about understanding why you're dating someone that may not be right for you, that treats you badly, especially when you don't think you deserve it, and or basically no one deserves to be treated badly in a relationship. And when I say that, I mean by being beaten, verbally abused, physically abused, emotionally abused, all the above. So many of us, men and women, get in those relationships, don't know how to get out of it. Isn't it funny how when you're on the outside of the relationship, all you can say is make all these major judgment calls to say, get out, leave, move, see ya. Why are they still with them? It's a lot when you're in the relationship and you don't understand how to get out of it. We'll talk about it. You get into these relationships and trying to figure out, in the beginning, it's fantastic. It's wonderful. It's that honeymoon stage. And you sit around all googly-eyed with each other and you're enjoying each other's company. Sex is fantastic. Movies, holding hands, dinner. And for those who are all the romantic type, then you've got the candlelit dinners and date night. And then 5 months in, you start to get to actually know the person. You ask questions that you don't normally would ask. You find out things that you may or may not like. And then you say, okay, what you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate. What you will put up with and what you will not put up with. The problem is that we immediately think that certain things are not that bad. And I can deal with that and I can put up with that. For me, I look at it this way. When those things come up, it's a red flag for me. We put it to the side and saying, okay, yeah, no problem. We can deal with it, or we can put up with it, or we will compromise. In compromising, when do you draw the line? When do you say enough is enough? And when do you say that I'm not going to put up with this? This is not what I signed up for. And leave, thinking that they're going to maneuver their actions about what they do that you don't like. I'm looking for the train. When you put up certain things, boundaries for yourself, and the person you're with exudes those traits that you refuse to put up with, and you find yourself still in the relationship, then who's to blame? Because you had that option to leave, but you decided not to. And now it's getting worse. And now you don't know how to get out of it. Sometimes it is as easy as saying goodbye. And when you don't say goodbye, and you put up with it, and all the drama behind it, once again, you have nobody else to blame but yourself.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
So, we're leaving the movie theater because we have no life, and now Joe has no life either. It is 1:56 a.m. in the morning. We're at the 42nd Street Theater, and Joe has absolutely no sense whatsoever. He's hopping and touching everything in sight just because there's no sense. Why? Why must he touch everything? This is what happens when you're like 20 years old. What the fuck? What's wrong with you? Do you see him? Did you see this? Stupidity runs in his family. The problem is he's the only one in his family. Look how desolate 42nd Street looks. Everybody's gone. Everything's closed down. When I get home, we'll talk some more. This topic is getting absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe how many emails I've gotten so far, and messages on Instagram and Facebook, just in reference to it's not that easy to just leave the person that you're with, that you spent 8 years with, 9 years with. Totally understand. I'm sorry, the weather is getting to me. Allergies. What can I say? Like, I think I said it before that I understand it's not easy. I understand it's extremely hard to leave the person you're with. But my thing is, I need you to understand that it has to do with self-esteem and how low our self-esteem is. Everybody's got a bit of low self-esteem. It's about how we look, our weight, our color, how light we are, how dark we are. Everybody's got something. And when you find someone that you assume that accepts you for who you are, there's nothing standing in your way. You believe that you can conquer the world. You believe that this person actually really cares about you, just the way you are. The problem is that they don't. That could be a problem. We all know when the person that we are with doesn't really treat us the way we should, doesn't really engulf our love as we portray it, does not engage and is not emotionally available for what we have to offer. Why do you stay? Why do you stick around? Why do you think that you can change them, whether it be man or woman? Why do you think that they do the things to you that you don't appreciate? Well, for one reason, because you allow it. When I used to dance, and I go to dance class or I go to Ailey, and I come home, I would drop my clothes off right at the doorstep and just keep on walking. And my mother would scream at me about, pick up your clothes, Kevin. What are you doing? What's going on? You know, this is not a hotel. I don't do this, that, and the other. And she would scream while she's picking up my clothes. The problem is that she would do this every single time. So after a while, I knew I could drop my clothes off because no matter what she would scream about, she would pick them up. That's what you're doing. You are the person that's picking up the clothes. You're telling them, don't treat you this way. You're telling them that you're not going to stand for it. You're telling them that you don't deserve to be treated this way, but yet you still come back the next day. So the question is, if you keep paddling up the same river, you keep shooting blanks, guess what? Whatever you're shooting at, it's not going to be hit. So how's that working for you? You're shooting blanks. You're not shooting bullets. You're not telling them with authority that if you do this again, I'm going to leave. If you do this again, this is over. If you do this again, we no longer exist. Anyway, I just look at it, through all the emails and everybody else that's come at me about, well, you're not in my shoes and you don't understand what I'm going through and you're not here. Granted, that's true. I'm not there. I'm not in your shoes. But I feel like this. If the person you're with is being any shape, form, or fashion abusive to you, and even if that is not the case, if they're not even being abusive to you, if you feel that this relationship is not working, if you feel that you may be above them, it can just mean that we are not compatible, that we just don't click. So I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy this particular blog. Okay, take two. I hope you're going to enjoy this particular blog that we're putting up today. Once again, this is Reality Check. My name is Kevin Williams. As you have very bluntly told me in the past whether you've enjoyed it or not, thank goodness it's more yes and no's. But yeah, hope you're enjoying this. All right, take care of yourself, and I gotta go. Bye-bye.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.